Ladies and gentlemen, from Earl's Court, London, sponsored by Nightstick, Frank Maloney for Championship Enterprises and Main Events, in association with Murad Mohammed, 3M Promotions Incorporated, presents a contest of 12 3-minute rounds to decide the WBA Welterweight Championship of the World. The officials appointed for this contest, the supervisor in charge, Mr. Nipper Reed of London. The timekeeper, Mr. Lou Hubbard from Norwich, England. The judges are Mr. Justo Vasquez of Madrid in Spain, Mr. Jutras of Montreal, Canada, and Manuel Rodriguez of Barranca, Colombia. The referee for this contest in charge is Mr. John Coyle from England, officiating in his 19th World Championship contest. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing in the red corner, wearing the black trunks with the silver trim, from La Flor Ciudad Bolivar, Venezuela, boxing out of Ireland. His record reads 27 contests, 27 wins, 23 by KO. Would you please welcome the challenger, Crisanto, España. In the blue corner, wearing the black trunks, his record reads 29 wins, 2 losses and 1 draw, 15 KOs. The welterweight, WBA welterweight champion of the world from Philadelphia, Meldrick Taylor. At the weigh-in today, España scaled 147 pounds, that's 10 stone 7 pounds. Meldrick 146.5 pounds, 10 stone 6.5 pounds. Ladies and gentlemen, the WBA Welterweight Championship of the World.
Gentlemen. Now what I expect of you all, you might never follow the glove and obey my instructions at all times. Shake hands, back to your corners.
Watching España jump up and down in his corner, waiting for all this to come about, it occurred to me he could do that from now till Christmas, Jim, because he used to be a marathon runner of all things, and he still routinely goes for 15 and 20-mile runs on his off weekends.
And in addition to the unusual training regimen, Larry, he has one of the most unusual bodies we've seen in recent history in the welterweight division. Exceptionally long arms, George. And Taylor, on the other hand, is a relatively short-armed, compactly built fighter.
And I think it's never been so important as to jump up and down, as in this building is real cold. And that just doesn't help Meldrick Taylor, because he's a fast starter. He needs to be a fast starter. The other guy has been spending time in Ireland, so his body should warm up a lot easier.
What we're seeing right off the bell here is Taylor trying to revert to his old boxing ways. They've been trying to get him to do that for a couple of years, but it took Terry Norris to convince him that that's the way he really has to fight against these bigger men.
Well, he talks the talk now. We'll see if he can walk the walk in the ring. Will he be the will-o'-the-wisp boxer who came on to earn world championships at 135 and 140 and 147 pounds? Or will he in fact be the slugger that he tried to be when he stood in front of Terry Norris 6 months ago?
I think Meldrick Taylor will box about as long as a polar bear would wear snowshoes. Going back to his Philadelphia origin, anytime he gets hit, he's going to barrel down and try to hit you back.
One of the things you must love about Meldrick Taylor is the heart of a warrior. He loves to mix it up. So far, Crisanto España's long jab in the early going has begun to pose a problem for Taylor. And now España tries to bring the right hand behind the jab.
If you ask me, Meldrick Taylor shouldn't be moving so much. Why? He's not fighting some guy who's going to chase him. He's not a true aggressor, just a long jab.
Well, when Taylor was at his most effective for the first 9 or 10 rounds of the Chavez fight, he was moving in and out, but basically staying close to Chavez, beginning and ending tight exchanges around the body.
Boy, what a good right hand to the body by Taylor that time.
He still has the fast hands, George.
And when you're fighting a guy of this nature, as España, you've got to land a lot of body shots because this guy's going to get stronger as the fight go on. The more body punches you land, the less capable he'll be able to hit you with a hard shot as the fight gets longer and longer.
14 seconds, now 10 seconds remaining in round number 1. Meldrick Taylor defending his 147-pound championship against an undefeated fighter we've never seen before.
One of the things I see here is something I saw on the tapes of España and that I liked a lot. Georgie Benton was pleading with Taylor between rounds not to run from España, to box him, move, but not run. Confirming what you said earlier, George.
Yeah, you got to move in and out. Now, Taylor bumped heads that time. That's just not going to help him when you just had a knockout a few months ago.
Now Duva yelling from the corner, Lou Duva that is, yelling to Taylor, that's the range, that's the range. Meldrick took a low blow. Referee John Coyle did nothing about it. We'll watch that story to see if it develops.
Once you have a fighter to be knocked out as recent as Taylor lost, you just can't fuss at him in the corner anymore. You got to let this guy, let it all just materialize. Let him get his confidence back as the fight go on. You argue in the corner, it's going to pay off in the fight if you're just catching right hands too early.
Right hand landed over the top for España. So far, the length of España's arms has proven a problem for Taylor. He'll have to solve the riddle of how to get inside and land his punches to the body.
That headbutt a little earlier did cause some bleeding on España.
Bleeding on España? Well, let's look for that, George.
It'll be on the left side, up high.
Saw Meldrick trying to double up with the left hook. When he's right, the left hook to the body is maybe his best punch. Good short right hand inside by Taylor. España came back with a right hand of his own. Meldrick missed with the left hook as España ducked away. Well, you're right about the abrasion on España's forehead. I can see it now, George, at close range. But España lands a right hand over the top. Meldrick comes back, misses with a left and a right.
Now, Meldrick is going to be awful surprised at the extent of which his power is going to be a bit more effective this time, because he's in with somebody 147 pounds like himself. So he can mix it up a little more. He needn't be too cautious.
But this is my mind. This is a strong 147-pound guy. He has his deep chest, long, thin limbs, very unusual body, completely fearless, and right now in control of the fight.
And Taylor, though he scored knockouts at 140 pounds, hasn't knocked anybody out at 147, except for a fighter named Ernie Chavez, who was a 140-pounder coming up. Taylor landed a good, solid right hand in close.
That's correct. Now, once Taylor finds this bit of comfort and realize, hey, this fight may go for a few rounds, don't try to do it in the first few rounds, wait around, frustrate this guy with movement.
And blood is coming out of Meldrick Taylor's mouth.